Okay, I'm sorry. I forget to record. Yeah. Thank you for reminding, Nabila. Okay, yeah, I think already record. Okay, yeah, I will continue the discussion. Okay, overdose of vitamin. If someone take very a huge amount of vitamin, yeah, in normal condition it will not be happen. Like for vitamin A, sources is carrot. What is the overdose number? 10,000 stick of carrot daily, and that is impossible. Before you overdose, you already full because of those carrots. Yeah. Overdose of vitamin might be happen if someone consume a pure sources of vitamin, like in supplement. For example, like vitamin A supplementation in a form of soft gel capsule usually, and some children will be given those vitamin A one capsule for certain amount of time. To make it overdose, you need to take a handful of those capsule and ingest it one time, and that is absurd because why should someone eat those large amount of vitamin A? That's strange. There is no reason to do it, and also vitamin has a cost. Vitamin has a cost also, so it has no reason why we should eat a lot of amount of vitamin. Yeah, why should we eat a lot amount of vitamin? Okay, so in the case of overdose of vitamin, it called hypervitaminosis. There are two conditions: water soluble or lipid soluble. In the case of water soluble, excess vitamin will go to urine, and it will cause the work of kidney become very hard. Once again, it will not happen in normal condition unless someone take a lot dose of vitamin. It's no reason. And next, how about the lipid soluble vitamin? As I stated previously, lipid soluble vitamin do not take out from the body. It can be stored in the body. The storage is different from one vitamin to another. For example, like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, it will be stored in the liver. Especially for vitamin K, it will be stored in adipose tissues. Because the excess of this vitamin is stored in our liver, if we consume a huge amount of this vitamin, our liver will have a high fat content because of this vitamin. It will be known as fatty liver disease. But once again, it will not happen in normal diet. Yeah, nobody overdose of vitamin. However, hypovitaminosis is common, especially in Asia. Yeah, in Indonesia, it's common because our shifting lifestyle. Because our ancestor usually live with agriculture environment. Normal Indonesian people diet consists of rice, of course, plant-based food, carbohydrate source, and then meat, protein source, and lipid source from chicken or cow. And then, of course, because we are an agriculture countries, we will have many plant-based foods such as vegetable and fruits. And these vegetable and fruits are the sources of vitamin and minerals. However, today diet, a lot to give small children soup or vegetable is troublesome for most of parents. Because, for example, like I have a 6 years old son. If I give him normal diet, for example, like healthy diet, he will eat rice with soup, and this soup will contain many kinds of vegetable. And for the protein sources, I will give him fish, because fish contain low amount of fat, and it's healthier than most of the chicken, because chicken contain other than containing protein, it contain a high amount of fat. Yeah, but however, for small children, if they have to eat vegetable with fish, they cannot eat alone. If I let him eat alone, he will just left the vegetable and only eat the rice and some of the fish, because fish have hard bone, and it's difficult for our children to take the meat from the fish. But however, if I give him only rice and chicken, for example, like most of fast food, like fried chicken, he can eat alone. And he can eat a lot, because most children like to eat chicken. It's tasty. But however, it's not healthy. Yeah. Rice and chicken do not contain any vitamin or minerals. It contains no plant-based food. Yeah, rice is plant-based food. But however, it's processed. Yeah, later I will in here you can see that vitamin can be damaged due to chemical reaction. So the activity is reduced because of bleaching or cooking. So especially for vitamin water soluble. For water soluble vitamin, it's easily to be damaged due to light, heat, and oxygen. So basically in rice, some of the vitamin already broken. Yeah. Normal rice contain high amount of thiamine, yeah, biotin, vitamin B. But it's already, some of it already broken. Okay. So how about the chicken? Yeah, it's contain almost no vitamin or mineral, of course. Unless if you eat the bone, you will get calcium. Okay, so first, water soluble vitamin. Yeah, this is infused water, and today there is a what do you call? Okay, today there is a product about this infused water. Yeah. Not only juice but infused water also, because we want to take the water soluble vitamin. Okay, so first about water soluble vitamin. Vitamin B. Vitamin B has a role in as the energy vitamin. Does it contain energy? No. Vitamin B does not, not only vitamin B, all of the vitamin do not contain energy. But for the case of vitamin B involved in various energy metabolism process. For example, like we want to convert amino acid into the other amino acid, we need folate and pyridoxine. We want to convert, and also we need niacin, yeah, and cobalamin, yeah, or vitamin B12. And then the conversion of amino acid to pyruvate, we need pyridoxine. Acetyl-CoA degradation in Krebs cycle will need many vitamin B. Include the electron transfer chain also need vitamin B. Okay, so principal function of vitamin B. So you will see this vitamin B, for example, like in energy drinks. Most of energy drinks contain vitamin B. Many form of vitamin B, or we call B complex. For example, like Red Bull, Krating Daeng. I don't know the brand in Malaysia, but in Indonesia we have some local brand like Krating Daeng. I don't know it's local or international. Extra Joss, yeah. Those usually people with hard work consume those energy drinks, because the energy drink can help the degradation of other biomolecule, yeah, to provide energy. So in the case you need energy, yeah, consumption of energy drink can speed up energy making process in the body. However, if you do not have storage energy, consuming energy drink is dangerous. For example, like you have storage energy before you do exercise, and then you drink the energy drink. Energy drink will speed up the energy making process. But if you already exhausted, you already do heavy exercise, heavy sport, you already tired, and you drink those energy drink, your cell do not have any storage energy. So when you push those cells to make new energy, what will be used by the cells? Protein. So in the case you already tired and you consume energy drink, your cell will degrade another protein, and that is not good. That's dangerous. The other aspect of energy drinks, usually energy drink contain caffeine. Why it contain caffeine? To speed up blood pump by our heart. Because by speeding up the blood pump, the blood pressure, then the nutrition can circulate faster in our body. However, for those have already done sports, the heart already beat faster than normal condition. When you take those energy drink, your heart will become more faster, will become faster and faster and faster, and that's dangerous because your blood vessel cannot hold those speed, and there is a chance for the damage of blood vessel. If the damaged blood vessel in our brain or in our heart, that will be a fatal condition. So there are some cases of fatalities, yeah, because this not the consumption of energy drinks, yeah, after heavy exercise is not recommended. Okay, these are some example of vitamin B. Okay, I say some because there are other vitamin B that is not on the list. Yeah, this is the important. I will speak only the important. Thiamine, B1, riboflavin, B2, niacin, biotin, pantothenic acid, pyridoxine, folate, cobalamin. Most book will state different number of vitamin B. However, the acceptable number I think is 11. There are 11 type of vitamin B. No, but the last number is 12. Yes, I don't understand why, but I think vitamin B8, maybe we don't have vitamin B8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Why like that? I also don't understand why people like to make the number jumping like this. Yeah. Okay, we will discuss one by one about the vitamin B. First is vitamin B complex. Yeah, vitamin B complex first is thiamine. Thiamine in the body will be converted to be thiamine pyrophosphate. Yeah, the function for decarboxylation of alpha keto acid, and we will have alpha keto acid in Krebs cycle. The deficiency of this vitamin will cause beriberi and nerve disorder. So beriberi is uncommon to see nowadays because beriberi is a condition in which, like, if I take some of the meat from my skin and release, for normal people it will back. It elasticity will be high and will back to the normal condition. But in beriberi people, if we push like this or we do like this, it will back to the normal condition very slow. In the old time before the Independence Day, some person, many people in Indonesia experience beriberi disease because the source of vitamin B is actually rice and wheat. If you eat the rice or if you eat wheat bread, yeah, you will not experience vitamin B1 deficiency. But however, before the Independence Day, the Dutch the Dutch people, they took a lot rice from our country, so the local people do not have enough rice for their food, and they eat like cassava, yeah, they eat corn, and that make them have deficiency of vitamin B1, and those some people will experience beriberi disease. Yeah, and we need a low amount of this thiamine, only 2 milligram, very little. However, in rats, vitamin B thiamine deficiency will be observed with the symptom of polyneuritis, yeah, arch back and hyperextended leg. And after the thiamine supplementation, it will become normal. Next, riboflavin. Riboflavin, flavin is mean red. It's mean yellow in Latin. Riboflavin color is yellow. In the body, it will be converted into flavin adenine dinucleotide or FAD, and FAD also involved in lipid metabolism, involved in Krebs cycle for electron transport. The deficiency will cause dry skin, dermatitis, and cataract. In rat, it will be observed with the dermatitis and growth failure. Yeah, the rat will have short hair development. So we see it very unhealthy. What is the source of riboflavin? The source of riboflavin is a yellow colored fruit and vegetable, especially vegetable, yeah, like a yellow colored vegetable like paprika. It contains a high amount of riboflavin. Riboflavin also today it is used as a yellow coloring agent, healthy yellow coloring agent. For example, like for instant noodles, yeah, expensive instant noodles usually use riboflavin as its coloring agent. But for the cheap one, they use tatrazine. Tatrazine is a synthetic chemical compound that we are not use those compound. It's synthetic. So if we eat, it will just go out from our body. As for riboflavin, in noodles, actually it has no meaning as well, because as I stated previously, water-soluble vitamin is easily broken because of sunlight, heat, and also oxygen. And when we cook instant noodle, we will give heat, and the riboflavin will just broken. However, riboflavin is not a toxic compound, so people like to use it as a yellow coloring agent compared to tatrazine. Next, niacin. Niacin is this is a very important vitamin B for human and for animals. Niacin in the body will be converted into NAD and NADP. NAD will have a role in glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transfer chain, and also fatty acid degradation. Whereas NADP will have a role in fatty acid synthesis and pentose phosphate pathway. The deficiency of niacin will cause pellagra. Pellagra is a condition like this. The skin will become black, dark, and rough surface. In dog, niacin deficiency will lead into black tongue disease, as I told you earlier. Niacin sources comes from animal or animal-based diet, usually from the liver of the animals, from meat of the animals, fish. So for the dog that is only given plant-based food, it's common for them to develop niacin deficiency. And here you will see mental disorder. Yes, depression is a kind of niacin deficiency. Yeah, you can say that, oh, I have a very heavy weight in my elbow. I have a very heavy life. I have a very hard life. Yes, so I get depression. It's not only that. When you eat a good nutrition, you can think healthy. You can think clearly. But if you are malnourished, you are undernutrition, then you cannot eat clearly. Then you cannot think clearly. You cannot think deeply. That will cause you get a depression. So, for human, niacin sources, highest niacin sources, high amount of niacin contained in I forget the almond in almond. Cashew in almond and cashew. Yeah, almond and cashew have a high amount of niacin. That's why if you eat almond or cashew, you will become free. Yeah. And usually almond or cashew combined with chocolate. Chocolate will give us endorphin-like effect. So it will make us happy. Yeah, so consuming chocolate and almond, that will make you easier in your life. Yeah, so if you have a heavy test or something, you eat chocolate and almond. Yeah, cashew or almond. Because this cashew, if you eat one handful of cashew, it's enough to supply niacin for people in depression. Yeah. So depression, if you think you get depression, and it's common in today's society, where, for example, like bullying is often happen, like in social media, humiliating in social media, and sometimes some person cannot speak that to another because he or she will feel shame. It will make depression. And if you malnourished, you will have a higher degree of depression. So first, to overcome, you should not be malnourished. You should eat healthy. Malnutrition often occur in women, in a girl. Why? Because some girl will say, if I eat too many cashew, I will be fat. Yeah. Why you are depression because of your fat? It's not important. Yeah. If you are malnutrition, you must be depression. So you have to overcome those depression. You will have to live happily. You will not need to hear another people saying about you. Yeah. And in today, I don't know in Malaysia condition, but in Indonesia, for today young person, they see Korean and Japanese as the standard beauty. In the old time, maybe we see Western people as the beauty standard, but today it's shifting from to Korean and Japan maybe. So this has become a problem. Why? Because we are different race. We have a different race. For example, like Korean and Indonesian, different race. So it's difficult if you use this different standard for the beauty standards. We just have to accept that each culture has a different standards, different different beauty standard. Yeah, we have to accept that, and they have different moralities between based on those standards. Okay, so next, pantothenic acid. Pantothenic acid came from the word pan. Panto, it means everywhere, because all of the vegetable contain pantothenic acid. So if you eat enough vegetable, you will not have deficiency of pantothenic acid. Deficiency of pantothenic acid will cause growth disorder and also anemia. Next, pyridoxine. Pyridoxine deficiency will cause dermatitis, anemia, and growth disorder. Yeah, it's only need we only need 2 milligram daily, so very low amount. Next, biotin. Biotin is needed for carboxylation and as carbon dioxide carrier in oxidative phosphorylation. We need ultra low amount, 0.3 milligram daily. So commonly there are no deficiency of biotin. It will cause dermatitis, hair fall, anemia, and also nausea. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Next is folic acid. Okay, folic acid in the body will be converted into tetrahydrofolate. Tetrahydrofolate, and if we lack of this folic acid, we will cause anemia and nerve cell disorder. Folic acid is needed in nucleotide-based synthesis. It means if cell is differentiate, if cell is proliferate, we grow the cells, we develop new cell, we will need folic acid. So who need folic acid the most? For the woman which is carrying baby or lactating, yeah, they need high amount of folic acid. So if some women lack of folic acid, it will have a difficulty in lactation. The mother milk will become low. Next is cobalamin. Deficiency of cobalamin will cause anemia perniciosa. Major source of cobalamin come from fermented food. Yeah. In Indonesia, like tempe contain high amount of cobalamin. Okay. Next. Okay. Finally, for the water soluble vitamin, we have vitamin C. This vitamin C, chemically known as ascorbic acid. Why it called ascorbic? Because it came from the word scorbut or scurvy. Scurvy is a condition in which our skin cell, mucous cells, mucous membrane in the mouth or tongue become broken. And vitamin C and some animals cannot synthesize vitamin C, such as human, ape, guinea pig, several birds, bat, especially fruit bat, yeah, and fish cannot synthesize vitamin C. That's why these animals need to eat another vitamin C sources. For example, like human, ape, and the other animal, we eat fruits. Yeah. Fruit contain high amount of vitamin C. As for fish, they will eat phytoplankton. Phytoplankton contain vitamin C. Vitamin C is a water soluble and has a role in prevention of various disease. Including in today's pandemic, it is recommended for you to take daily dose of vitamin C because it will help us, it will increase our immunity against coronavirus. Vitamin C is antioxidant vitamin that can also prevent free radical. And vitamin C, similar with vitamin B, it will be easily oxidized by heat, light, and metal. Main source of fruit are citrus family, like orange, tomato, broccoli, paprika, and strawberry. Okay. Nah. Vitamin C has a role in the formation of collagen in the skin. So if you want to have a healthy skin, you should eat enough amount of vitamin C. Okay, this we will discuss later. How many vitamin C we have to eat? Yeah. Carnitine, hormone, and amino acid. Those are important aspects in bone and blood vessel health, wound healing, and recovery from burns. Vitamin C is also antioxidant. It means it supports body immune system and facilitate iron absorption. Severe vitamin C deficiency will cause scurvy, a disorder of abnormal dentine. Okay, before I discuss fat-soluble vitamin, I would like to ask, how many vitamin C, how many milligram vitamin C we need in our daily diet? Any of you have opinion? Okay, how many vitamin C we need in our daily diet? Yeah, hello? Hello, any of you? Yeah?
That's 900 milligram.
900 milligram. Wow. Okay.
100. 100.
Oh, 100 milligram. Okay, 100 milligram. Okay, Afika, 100 milligram. Any of you have another opinion?
Maybe 90, sir.
90 milligrams. Okay, 90 milligram. Any other opinion?
75 milligram.
55?
75.
5. Okay. Become lower, 190, 75. Anybody has lower opinion? Nobody has higher opinion?
I think maybe 1,000.
1,000, yeah. Jump from 100 to 1,000 milligram. Okay. Why do you say 1,000 milligram?
I'm not sure, but then I'm taking like 1,000 milligram vitamin C tablet per day, so
Oh.
I think it should be okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Who is speaking? Sorry, I cannot see clearly because.
I'm Jin.
Jin. Okay. Yeah. So there are several opinion about this. What is the daily dose of vitamin C need in our daily life? Some papers show that 60 milligram of vitamin C needed for a daily life. 60 milligram of vitamin C equal with one orange, with an orange. Normal orange that is just picked from the tree, it contains 60 until 80 milligram of vitamin C. Okay. So logically, if we eat one orange fruit daily, or 60 milligram vitamin C supplementation, or 100, even 100, we give extra 40 milligram. We should not need scurvy today. However, we still see scurvy today. Some people develop scurvy today. What's wrong? Some commercial like some supplement, they show that 1,000 milligram vitamin C supplementation. Okay, especially the 1,000 milligram is very popular with in Indonesia with the product of UC 1000. Its commercial state that if you eat 1,000 milligram, you will have a healthy skin. So to make our skin healthy, we need 1,000 milligram. Wow, that's high. Yeah. Do we need 1,000 milligram? Yeah. I stated previously that vitamin C daily dose depend on whether do you eat healthy food. Yes, I eat healthy food. I eat fruits every day. I eat vegetables every day. Then you might not need those 1000 milligrams. It's too much. I think 100 milligram is enough if you have a good food. And the other part, do you live in the city? No, I live in rural area. No, you will not need high amount of vitamin C. But yes, I live in a big city with heavy pollution. Yes, you need vitamin C. I live in stressful environment. You need vitamin C. Because when you stress, your body produce adrenaline. And to battle the effect of adrenaline, we need vitamin C. So for every adrenaline degradation, we need vitamin C. That's why in the people with heavy stress, they need higher amount of vitamin C to overcome the stress. So with this condition, for example, like models, yeah, they live in stressful environment. So in order for just to make their skin healthy, yes, they need 1000 milligram. And maybe they don't eat healthy food because they have restrict diet. You will not have to eat many food because you will go fat. Yeah, for model, it's like that. Yeah. So yes, they need 1000 milligram. But for a normal person, yeah, I think 100 milligram is enough. However, I said previously, vitamin C is important for immune system. So today we have a COVID pandemic. Should we increase our vitamin C intake? Yes. Especially if you often go out from your home. If you often meet with other people, hang out with your friends, you need higher amount of vitamin C. How much? I think for a normal people, you will need 500 milligram. In today pandemic condition, you need 500 milligram at least. I myself, I also consume between 500 until 1000. So in the case for normal condition, I eat 500 milligram of vitamin C. But if I think my body is not feeling okay, for example, like I get in the middle of the rain, or because in the Bogor known as rain city. So for example, like the temperature drop very cold, then I will consume 1000 milligram of vitamin C. Okay, that's a story of vitamin C. Okay, anybody has a question? No? Okay, if no question, I will continue to fat-soluble vitamin. Fat-soluble vitamin include 4 types of vitamin. Vitamin A, D, E, and K. Vitamin A, the night sight vitamin. Main function, sight skin mucous membrane, prevent infection, and antioxidant. The disorder of this vitamin will cause night blindness. And also xerophthalmia. It's mean the degradation of sight. Yeah. So it will have difficulties in seeing. Okay. Okay. Vitamin A toxicity can be caused by excess vitamin A supplementation. But however, as I stated previously, why does anyone take excess amount of vitamin A? It's no reason. Yeah. There are no report about beta carotene toxicity because of food consumption. So there are no report about someone take too many amount of carrot. There are no report about that. You will not have vitamin A overdose because of carrot consumption. Carotene such as beta carotene are plant food and are antioxidant. Retinyl ester from animal food, retinol from healthy skin, support retinal need for vision, retinoic acid support skin and epithelial tissue, retinyl palmitate is the storage form inside the human liver. Okay, so this is a picture of hyperdose of vitamin A. Yes, in the right, the hand, it's overdose of vitamin A. Okay, next is vitamin D. It is also called as sunshine vitamin because our body can synthesize vitamin D if you have enough amount of cholesterol, as I discussed previously. So cholesterol, with the help of sunlight in our skin, it will be converted into vitamin D. Vitamin D will act as supporting for building and preserving bones and teeth health, and calcium absorption, and also increase immune systems. The sources of vitamin D, sunlight, and it's might be given in certain cases, like in COVID patient. COVID patient, sometimes he or she have to be isolated in a room because if he go out, then he will infected another people. If he stay isolated in the room, he or she will not get the sunlight. That's why COVID patients should be given vitamin D supplementation, usually 1000 IU. So food source of vitamin D is enriched milk, salmon, sardines, and mackerel. Yeah, this is if we talk about sardines and mackerel, this is interesting because in 2018 there is an issue in Indonesia and I think in Malaysia as well, contamination of mackerel canned fish. It's contaminated with worm, especially for the imported goods. And active form in the body, cholecalciferol, calcidiol, and calcitriol. So for the source of this vitamin D, yeah, I recommend enriched milk and also sardines. As for salmon, yeah, as far as I know, Indonesia and Malaysia do not produce salmon. It is for subtropical countries. Mackerel also, we don't produce mackerel. We import those mackerel. Yeah, but we can produce sardine. The sea in Indonesia and Malaysia are overwhelmed with sardines fish, but mackerel no. And mackerel contamination in the past is become a lesson for us, and this is also interesting, I think, for veterinary students. So maybe, yeah, maybe later I will talk. Okay, next is vitamin E. Yeah, vitamin E comes from various types of vitamin E, in which tocopherol and tocotrienol each have alpha, beta, gamma, alpha, beta, delta, and gamma configuration. Vitamin E has antioxidant activity and can inhibit fat oxidation. Has a role in stabilizing active compounds such as vitamin A, hormone, and enzyme. Vitamin E deficiency cause infertility, anemia, and muscle disorder, prevent cardiovascular disease, cancer, cataract, and repair the immune system. Okay, so in the case our body have vitamin A and vitamin E, but there are free radicals from outside, especially from pollution, for example. This pollution will attack the molecule in our body, and vitamin E will act as a guard for the other molecule, include vitamin A. So the first one to be damaged is vitamin E, because vitamin E is considered unlethal for the body. For example, like you have vitamin E deficiency, the first symptom you will experience is infertility, and this is not lethal. It's disturbing. It's not lethal. Different with vitamin A. If you have vitamin A deficiency, you will develop night blindness, and it will make your life become difficult and might cause lethality. Yeah, especially maybe you involved in some kind of accidents. But in vitamin E, it will cause infertility, especially for male. male easily to develop vitamin E deficiency because sperm production need vitamin E. Different with female. Female do not produce egg, but they already have their egg cells from their birth in a specific numbers between 300 until 400 numbers of egg cells, different for each woman, and it will be developed once in every month. But for men, for male, we produce sperm every day, anytime. And for sperm production, we need vitamin E. So if you have vitamin E deficiency, then you will have infertility. Main cause of vitamin C E deficiency is smoking. Smoking habit will lead to infertility, impotence and infertility. So it is very dangerous. So I usually say to my students, yeah, do not smoke, yeah, especially for male. For women, it's clear. Smoking will cause abnormal growth in the baby if you pregnant a baby. But for men, effect of smoking is unclear because the effect is impotence and infertility, and the data to take it is very difficult. I done a research in the past about this, and it's difficult to determine. For example, like diabetes, yeah, we can ask a person, do you like to eat sweets? Yes, I do. Do you have diabetes? And he say no, and we can check. We can check whether he or she have a diabetes. But however, for the case of smoking habit and infertility, yeah, you cannot check it. Do you like smoking? Yes. Do you experience impotence? He must have said no, but we cannot check it. Yeah, so that's vitamin E. Next, vitamin K. Vitamin K is green leafy vitamin. Normally, we will not experience deficiency of vitamin K because we need in a low amount, and many of our daily diet contain vitamin K. For example, like kale, colored spinach, bean green, Brussels sprout, lettuce, parsley, cabbage, and soybean oil. It contains high amount of vitamin K. However, vitamin K is needed for blood coagulation. So if we have a wound, we have a scar, the blood coagulation will need vitamin K. In this case, who need high amount of vitamin K? Those who experience accidents, and also for the expectant mother, especially if you do cesarean section. Yeah, if you do cesarean section, there will be many blood, yeah, to go out, and you can experience vitamin K deficiency. So at the case, the doctor will give you vitamin K supplement to help the wound healing for the mother that just gave birth. Okay, this is summarize the vitamin and where it associate. So okay, so if you have deficiency of vitamin, the symptom is not only one, but can affect many part of your body, because one vitamin affect many pathway in our body. For example, like vitamin E, it has a role in antioxidant, regulate blood cell, store in liver. It cause infertility. It causing cancers. It will cause decrease in immune system when you have large amount of vitamin C. That's why we need vitamin. I used to say that How about the fruit? If I eat fruits every day, will I have enough vitamin C intake? It depends whether your fruit is fresh or not. For example, like you produce local food, you harvest it yourself, or you buy fruit from your local environment, the vitamin C content will be very high. However, for the fruit that is already picked some months ago, some years ago, the vitamin C content will decrease, even though it is stored in a cold environment, because we cannot eliminate the effect of oxygen and sunlight. So it is recommended for you to take local food compared to imported food, because local food will have higher amount of vitamin C. Yeah, but however, in Indonesia also, many of Indonesian like imported fruits, especially some exotic fruit like kiwi. People like it. Yeah, but however, I see that local food is better because the vitamin C content is higher because it's fresh. Next is mineral. Mineral will be classified as macro mineral, mean we need in high amount, and micro mineral, it means we need in low amount. Okay, for macro mineral, for example, like sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, chloride, phosphor, and sulfur. Whereas micro mineral like iron, zinc, manganese, copper, cobalt, and chromium, molybdenum, selenium, and iodine. Okay, this is mineral concentration in our body. This is in the left we see macro mineral, and in the right we will see micro mineral. Macro mineral can start from 19 gram into 1000 gram in the body, whereas micro mineral will start from 12 milligram until 4000 milligram concentration in our body. Electrolyte mineral. So in our blood we have electrolyte, which composed of sodium, potassium, and chloride. These electrolytes are important in regulating body fluid, regulate osmotic pressure in the cell, and help to keep the function of muscle and nerve cells. So if you have high amount of this mineral, low amount is seldomly observed because sodium and chloride, it means salt. And salt is cheap, and almost of our food will use salt. If we cook without salt, it will not taste. It will not tasty. However, overdose of this mineral is common to happen, known as hypertension. In hypertension, we will have an overdose number of sodium and chloride, or salt. Yeah. So in hypertension individual, they cannot eat salts. Okay, this is the deficiency, hyponatremia, deficiency of potassium, hypokalemia. However, the deficiency of natrium or potassium is seldom to happen. Yeah, I have a friend. He developed hypokalemia. Why? Because he fell off from motorcycle. So he ride a motorcycle and he fell off. Single accidents. Yeah. I don't know why, but he dropped from his motorcycle and he hit some rock in his back. And after some time, he feel pain in his back, lower back, and he go to see a doctor, and the lab results show that he experienced damage in the kidney, and the damage is specific in the part in which the kidney filter potassium. And then he experienced this hypokalemia condition. So in hypokalemia condition, no matter how many amount of potassium he eats, it will just go in urine. That's why he experienced hypokalemia. And this condition make him have to eat banana every day for at least 3 big size banana. Because banana is a high source of potassium until his kidney recover. Next, chloride. Chloride deficiency will cause dehydration and vomiting. Okay, calcium. Calcium is famous for the formation of bone and teeth. However, calcium has another role in muscle contraction, secondary messenger or hormone, blood coagulation, and also glycogen breakdown and Krebs cycle activator. We need ATP in muscle to do muscle contraction, but the stimulation of contraction comes from calcium. Who tell our muscle cell to contract? It's calcium. So contraction need calcium, relaxation need kalium or potassium. Calcium, potassium, calcium, potassium. Yeah, contraction, relaxation. So in case of my friend, he has a low potassium. Then when he ride motorcycle again, he cannot relax. So contract. The hand is like this, already contract and cannot release back, cannot do relaxation. So he have to eat potassium supplementation. Deficiency of calcium can cause retarded growth in children and osteoporosis in adults. When I was in Japan, many of elderly there develop osteoporosis. Why? Because Japanese people love to eat fillet meat. And this fillet contain low amount of calcium. In Indonesia, usually elderly problem in Indonesia is diabetes and hypercholesterol, because Indonesian people like to eat sweets and also oily food, yeah, high fat food. That's why it's common to develop diabetes and hypercholesterol. But however, osteoporosis is rare in Indonesia. Why? Because we like to eat bone. Sometimes we use pressure cooker to make bone in a fish become soft, and we also soften the bone in some chicken, soft bone chicken. So we eat the bone. So osteoporosis is uncommon in Indonesia. Active form in the body, free calcium ion in the blood, and hydroxyapatite in the bone. Magnesium. Magnesium is bivalent cation, tend to function as chelator. Many can be found in intracellular compartment, then in the blood. Found in binding with ATP as cofactor in intracellular compartment. ATP that bound to magnesium is more effective substrate for the enzyme. So previously, we already talked about enzymes. Enzyme need cofactor to make a bridge for connecting the enzyme with the substrate. And this cofactor, for example, is magnesium as a metal cofactor. Deficiency of magnesium is uncommon because it can be found in almost any food, like almonds, spinach, soybean, cashew, brown rice, potato, avocado. Why plant why plant accumulate magnesium? Because magnesium is needed in photosynthesis. So that's why most plants contain magnesium. And deficiency of magnesium is uncommon. Iron. Iron is important for the formation of hemoglobin. This is a picture of hemoglobin. You will see a green porphyrin ring, and inside the ring we will have hemoglobin. We will have iron atom. It available in the form of Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus. Most food contain Fe3 plus and should be converted into 2 plus. Okay, this reaction is reduction. So in reduction reaction, we need reductor. What is reductor? It's antioxidant. Antioxidant, what is antioxidant? Easily, antioxidant is vitamin C and vitamin E. And we have to eat another antioxidant as well. So we need antioxidant in order to convert it Fe3 become Fe2. The one who can bind oxygen in our blood is Fe2. In the case your Fe2 become oxidized into Fe3, cannot work. It will just go flowing in your blood, but no use. It will not take up oxygen. Deficiency of iron will cause anemia. Also common to happen in expectant mother and also lactating mother, because some of the iron in the mother will be given to her son or daughter. Zinc. Zinc is essential element for plants, human, and animal. Need information of genetic material inside the cell and for biological reproduction. Need for the synthesis of DNA and RNA. Zinc deficiency is non-specific. However, zinc deficiency easily to be observed in human with the formation of dandruff in hair. That's why to remove dandruff in the hair, we use zinc pyrithiol shampoo, because this zinc in shampoo can remove fungi in our scalp in dandruff. Same condition happen with plants. Plants need zinc for their defense. Plants that experience zinc deficiency will make it become easier target for pathogen, virus, bacteria, and also pests. And today, there is a term for intensive agriculture process, intensive agriculture, in which in a small amount of field, we plant high productivity crops. This will make the field, the soil, become zinc deficiency. And the plant that is grow there become undernourished, become malnourished. The plant will have zinc deficiency. The plant will easy to be attacked by pests, by virus, and then this plant we will give fertilizer. We will give pesticide, herbicide, and another chemical compound. And after that, we harvest those plants. We eat those plants. So this is what I say, from unhealthy food will make us unhealthy. So in the case our plant deficiency, so of course us will be deficient. That's why we need supplements, because our plant already deficient. And other from deficient, some of our food also toxic because contain herbicide, fungicide, and other form of chemical. This chemical, we do not need them. Okay. That's all I can share about in today's lecture about